Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.
Hello friends, we have been discussing about ethics for the paper 4 of general studies. We are trying to understand ethics through Tirukural because we have a topic in ethics paper 4, the contributions of the philosophers, teachings teachings of the philosophers and thinkers from India and the world. அப்படின்னு ஒரு டாபிக் இருக்கு. We are trying to understand ethics through by learning that topic through Tirukural. So Tirukural is one of the inevitable thought in the Indian philosophy. So we are trying to understand that. As part of that, we have been doing right scepter pathom. Now we are talking about we are going to discuss about the cruel scepter. The cruel scepter next Tirukural. This is another important Tirukural. Just see this. நாடோறும் நாடி முறை செய்யா மன்னவன் நாடொரும் நாடு கெடும். இது வந்து ஒரு ரைமிங்கா இருக்கும். பாயிண்ட் என்ன, இந்த முக்கியமான வார்த்தை வந்து நாடி முறை செய்யா. நாடி முறை செய்யா is the catchword here. See, the point here is a king who does not daily examine into the wrongs done and dispense justice, which he is duty bound. It is duty bound. Dispensing justice by examining the wrongs done, which is wrong, which is right. If he did not do that on a daily basis, the country will fall to ruin. The country will fall to ruin. நாடோறும் நாடி, நாள்தோறும் நாடி முறை செய்யா மன்னவன் நாள்தோறும் நாடு கெடும். So it's not going to, the destruction will not befall straight as an avalanche, just like an avalanche, but it will slowly, that you will not realize it, that how it is getting into the destruction. The king may not realize it, that the country may not realize, people may not realize, but it will day by day, it like, just imagine a termite, termites eating away your wood, the frame of the wood. If you have a wood cabin in your house and if there was a termite inside, until the cabin is completely destroyed, eaten away by the termites, slowly, day by day, and how one day it will fall down, and it will fall down to destruction, completely of no usable condition. The same way, the country will fall to ruin daily. நாடோறும் நாடி முறை செய்யா மன்னவன் நாடு நாடோறும் கெடும். இப்படி வாசிக்கணும். நாடோறும் நாடி முறை செய்யா மன்னவன் நாடு நாடோறும் கெடும். இந்த இடத்துல நாடோறுங்கிறது நாள்தோறும், daily basis. A king who does not examine the wrongs and rights, weigh them, right, impartially, compassionately, and if he did not dispense justice, the destruction will be on a daily basis. By the time when he realizes that the country is falling to ruin, it would have been irreparable, it would have been irreversible, right? Irreparable damage. That is what is called as நாடோறும் நாடு கெடும். Okay, how is it relevant to civil service? How is it relevant to civil service? It's like the blemishes acquired when the king undertakes cruel scepter. See, நல்லா ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கணும், இந்த இடத்துல cruel scepter அல்லது கொடுங்கோன்மைன்னா என்னன்னா, என்ன சொல்றாரு, if you are not, see, the untoward எதுவும் பண்ண வேண்டாம். If you are not dispensing justice also, that is also cruel scepter. Sir, I am not doing anything. I'm not actually, disturbing my citizens, my subjects. I'm keeping away, I'm keeping quiet, I'm looking at it. Meaning, the king is taking நாடொரும் நாடி முறை செய்யா மன்னவன். Here, the king is said to be taking a laissez-faire approach. A laissez-faire approach. When you take a laissez-faire approach, when the king takes a laissez-faire approach, நாடொரும் நாடு கெடும், daily basis, the country will fall to ruin. அதான் laissez-faire பண்ணக்கூடாது. Okay, fine. How does this become laissez-faire? So we have a system. So we have a government, and the government has certain administrative mechanism, and there are legislative, executive, and judicial systems, three organs of democracy. How can this happen? I cannot believe it. How can this happen? It will happen. It will happen. How it will happen? Ipo, what is laissez-faire? So leaving the citizens to fend for themselves. See, one of the very important aspects, see how this is relevant to civil service apna, when you look into the recommendations of various commissions. See, in India, between we have two administrative reforms commissions. You know, 1966 to 70, we had the first ARC 1, and between 2005 to 2010, we had the second ARC 2. Apart from that, we have been having several commissions for reviewing. For example, the pay commissions are there. The pay commissions are there. Administrative reforms commissions are comprehensive administrative reforms commission. They do they suggest, they study and suggest reforms for almost all the departments, all the systems. That is administrative reforms commission, very comprehensive. There are pay commissions. There are commissions like estimates committee, parliamentary committees like estimates committee who have recommended for that. For example, the um, certain budgeting process system, say performance budgeting system was first recommended by the estimates committee. Then public accounts committee is suggesting reforms. Judiciary is suggesting reforms. CAG in his audit report is suggesting reforms. Niti Ayog and previously the planning commission was suggesting reforms. There have been several commissions which are suggesting reforms, but the common complaint or the common problem with which all these commissions are highlighting will be very relevant to this Tirukural. என்ன தெரியுமா? The lackadaisical approach of the civil servants, number one. The callous attitude of the civil servants, the unhelpful attitude shown by the civil servants to the people, particularly when you don't see, particularly when you will find people who are dependent on you, who are the weaker sections. See, these approaches, the callous attitude, unhelpfulness, discourteous approach, this will result in a kind of, see, not examining the wrongs done. See, this can be clearly understood with the complaints what we have against the police system. I am telling this to you, I am taking police system not to blame the police system, but only to give you a direct connect. The complaint what we have against the policing system in India. Each one of us have complaint against the police. We say that the police don't take into the issues, they don't take a preventive approach. Right? Crime prevention is least preferred job, least priority, in the least priority. See, crime prevention is one of the aspects to examining the wrongs. Right? And also there are committees like Malimat Committee, Justice Malimat Committee. They have highlighted this. Right? Justice Malimat Committee has highlighted this. So when the system, when the bureaucracy, which is meant for responding to the situations, responding to the people's needs, responding accordingly with the policy objectives, if they did not do that, what will happen? நாடொரும் நாடி முறை செய்யா மன்னவன் நாடாக, the country will change. The country will change to, or the country will become the one in which the king does not do the examination of the wrongs and dispense justice on a daily basis. This will slowly, it will be an internal problem. It will result in a collapse from inside. It weakens the system from inside. So that is why a civil servant, this Tirukkural becomes a benchmark for the civil servants. How you should act, how you should use your authority. So remember, when it comes to welfare, welfare has multiple dimensions. Welfare is not a singular unidimensional concept, it is a multidimensional concept. Right? Every department has its own role to play in welfare. Say, for example, if we take police, they have a role to play in welfare. Without maintenance of law and order and prevention of crime, peace is not ensured. Without peace, welfare doesn't go. Okay, fine. How about the development program implementation departments? Like, say, Department of Health, Department of Family Welfare, Department of HRD, Ministry of Education. They have an important role to play because they are directly contributing to the development of the people through which welfare is achieved. Right? Take the case of, say, Ministry of Finance. For all, for anything, for every department to act, finance is a fuel to the engine. So it is the finance ministry which has to take care of the financial aspects, financial dimension of it. So without the finance ministry performing well, other departments cannot perform at all, which means every department has a role to play. Every bureaucrat has a role to play in performing the welfare, in assuring the welfare to the people. அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? Each and every bureaucrat, each and every civil servant has to maintain a probity. He has to approach his job with sincerity, with the commitment. See, when it comes to commitment, the civil servant has to be committed to the constitutional goals, right? Constitutional values, the policy objectives, everything counts. And they have to examine into the wrongs and dispense justice. If the civil servants fail to do that, it acquires into the larger blemish of the country falling to ruin. The country will be destructed as a whole. So there is a role for every civil servant. He can't be rule bound. In the previous videos we have discussed, why should not a civil servant be rule oriented? Right? Absolutely rule oriented. he should not give he should not sacrifice the goals for the rules, right? So that way, this becomes a very, very relevant Tirukural for civil services as well. So what else is there in the cruel sector? We shall discuss in the subsequent videos. Thank you very much.